am back with a new challenge. I have reached the rating of 2000 in chess in exactly 30 days. And as many of you have suggested, the show must go on. So I have 10 days to get to 2200 in chess. And I have a few rules. Only rapid games. I have to explain every single move. And if I lose one game, I need to become a little clown for the next game. This is day one. Lots of fun games. Let's go. Okay, we have the white pieces at 2189. E4, e5. We have to protect the pawn, and I do it with the knight. Oh, we are facing the 4 knights. Basically now my opponent has two main options. Ooh, I want to say d4 and knight b5. Well, they play the third one. This is a little bit passive because this pawn is blocking the bishop from going out. And if you want to follow the principle, develop your pieces in your most active squares, well, this bishop will not be able to go in the most active squares, which are usually c4 and b5, and the bishop maybe might go on g2 with the fianchetto. I'm not a big fan of this opening for white. Ooh, okay, you're taking this pawn. This is a very typical idea. Basically, after knight takes, they want to go with the pawn on d4. Now, you shouldn't take there, and you should play the move bishop d6. Basically, what they did here is that they lost the tempo, because they played first d3 and then d4, so that is not really good. Now, I made sure that once I was forked, I saved my bishop, because we are in an open position. Open position are those where the center is not blocked by many pawns, and the bishop are so good in those situations, because they can go from a side to the other of the board very quickly, and they do really well when the center is not blocked. Instead, the knights are very good because they can jump around in closed centers. So I like to keep my bishops here. Yeah, now I always need to watch out for moves like f4, attacking my bishop, and then maybe I have to give it away. But I think castling is a very good move here. I get my kings to safety, and maybe one day I would love to play the move d5. This move doesn't really work right now, because after pawn takes, knight takes, okay, now my opponent is even pinning my knight. But anyway, after being boom bang, if knight takes, queen takes, I lose the queen because of this tactic. Discovery check, the bishop moves, and my queen is unprotected there. The queen will slide to d5 to take my own queen. But now this is not even a question, a problem, because this knight is pinned. I will play the typical move h6. This move is very typical when the bishop is pinning your knight, because here you're asking a question to the bishop. And they have to decide, do they want to go back and stay on this diagonal, or do they want to keep pinning your knight? And they go for this option. Now, I'm thinking I have the opportunity to get out of the pin and to play a move like queen e8. The advantage is that I'm able to remove the knight as much as I want afterwards, and I can do this move because the bishop is protecting the knight. Because if not, I don't want to take here in case of trade. I don't want to take with my pawn and destroy my pawn structure. So queen e8 is a good move just because this bishop is protecting this knight. Let's do it. I'm also threatening to take here, give a check, and after pawn takes to win a pawn, and a very important pawn, a central pawn. Okay, they are giving away. I'm very happy about this. So they are giving away their bishop for my knight. I now have the amazing bishop pair. So those two bishops are going to be, they deserve green color, come on. They are amazing, they are doing really well. The knight is now attacking my bishop, but wait a second. There is a little pony that is hanging here. I know that this is a fork, but I'm also attacking the rook there behind. So this could be really interesting. So after this, if my opponent just moves the rook attacking my bishop, I can go back here on e5 and I'm protecting this pawn. So I win a pawn, it's great. And after f4, I can go back. And after e5, actually my opponent is not really attacking my bishop because this pawn is pinned. There is a king still in the middle of the board. So it's all right. That's why after bishop takes, well, my opponent has to take here. I have a very simple move, which is queen e5. I'm attacking this knight and this rook, and if they take, I'm taking here. And then this knight is going to be trapped, instead my bishop is going back. So guys, you know what? I'm gonna take that pony. It's not easy now to find a move, because I think that it's everything wrong. Taking here is a mistake, and playing this move is a mistake. So maybe my opponent has to go for the least worst move. So maybe my opponent needs to go for the least bad move. Yeah, and it's just rook b1, attacking this little bishop. I'll go all the way back. I have an extra pawn, and after f4, I can simply go back here, keeping this pawn protected. Now, if my opponent simply castles, I might even just play the move c6, kicking this knight back, and then play d6, develop this bishop. Yeah, I mean, this bishop cannot really be easily developed because it needs to guard this pawn. So I have to think what is a very good way to develop all my pieces here. Oh, f4. I'll have to go back here, I guess. And if e5, I can even consider about sacrificing the bishop. I don't have to, but I can think about it. So bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes. I'm giving a check, and the knight is hanging. If they cover with the queen or with the bishop, I take the knight. Ooh, wait a second. There could be a tricky move. After bing, boom, bang, I take with the queen, they move the king away. Because if I take this knight, they have the discovery check and they win my queen. I have to be careful. Okay, they castled here. I think it's time to send this knight back home and to play the move c6. This knight is really annoying, so we do it. The knight cannot go back, well, cannot go forward, so has to go backwards. If they go here, I might have bishop there. I think they will go back here on c3. Okay. I was wrong. I think now we just play this move because we are improving the bishop. We have still to develop our pieces, right? We have an extra pawn. Okay, this is a very good moment to stop a second and to make a general consideration about this position. We have an extra pawn, but we still have to develop all our pieces. Have do we win this game? We win if we get to an endgame and we can create a pass pawn and win the game. But before getting there, we have to find a way to have active pieces. And it's not so easy. Because we cannot play the move d5, because oh, wait a second. Actually, we can play the move d5. So logically, if we can play the move d5 and trade this central pawn for this pawn, we're very happy. And actually, we might exploit the momentum, because after pawn takes, there is a knight hanging there. Hee-haw! So we go for this move. I love it. We are fighting immediately for the center. Ooh, and my opponent just moved the king away. It makes sense. I think now I can take here, and if I can trade, I trade. So if they take with the queen, any trade is good for me. Honestly, taking with the queen just loses a piece because I'm trading, bing, and then taking the knight. So they have to take with the bishop. But then I'm wondering, does a move like f5 works? Oh, wait a second. I think that if I play the move f5, my opponent can maybe take with the knight. But okay, I simply take here. Yeah, I think f5 just works, but I could also think about playing bishop takes, queen takes, and then f5. But one move is good, the other is bad. If you want, you can pause and think which one is good. So first take here or first f5. And first take here is wrong because after queen takes and f5, my opponent has the in-between move check on b3. And then I have to move the king and I can move this bishop. Instead, f5 immediately is really strong. They don't have an in-between check here. Well, they could actually, because there is something very, very fun here. After bishop check, pawn takes, queen takes, they give a check, and if I move the king, they can take here and they are protecting the knight. But I have another very, very nice move. After bishop takes, I can simply move my king away, and I'm saying, okay, this knight is hanging and this bishop is hanging. And so all the tactics are working in my favor. Let's go. Okay, so they took there, but in my opinion, I can simply take back and I will have an extra piece. Did I miss anything here? I don't think so, because there is a check there, that's true, but I can simply move the king away. I might lose a pawn, but hey, I have an extra piece. Okay, rook there. I mean, trades are good. When you're up material, just trade those pieces and you'll be alright. After rook takes, which I expect, I will go with the queen here, so I'm stopping checks on this diagonal. And my opponent might just resign here. Okay, they don't. So the easiest way to win this position is by trading pieces. So I think rook here looks like a very good move. I'm offering the trade of many rooks. The fun part is that after all the trades, my opponent is really trying to avoid the trades. But now I might have as a giga move. Might have queen here. Okay, maybe not. I'll just take here. And once I take with the queen, I'm going to trade also the queens. And the fastest way to win is really trading down everything, then create a pass pawn and promote it. Okay, we take back. And now we have to win a pawn. We have to create a pass pawn. We don't have a pass pawn yet. Okay, they're attacking here. We protect it with the rook. And now we bring the king. The king is a very important piece in endgames, so let's try to take care of it. I will attack this rook. The rook has to be moved. Not easy to understand where to go. Okay, the rook gives a check there, but now I'm attacking the rook with the king, and that rook doesn't have many squares left. Can just go here. Am I winning the rook? I just played g6. This rook cannot go anywhere. The rook is literally trapped. My opponent will resign now. Nice! Quick analysis. My opponent had a brilliant move. This knight take e5 is a great opening idea where you sacrifice a piece to then win it back with the fork. Second part, guys, after winning a pawn, actually, in this position, my opponent is better. It's incredible. And the reason is that I am seriously underdeveloped. In fact, the move that I play right now is a mistake, is a blunder, c6. You can't believe the move that white can play? Let me know in the comments why to play an insane move. New game, I have the white pieces. What will my opponent play? The Sicilian defense. Okay, let's go with the knight out. Now they have three options. Knight c6, d6 or e6. Those are the main one. Also possible g6 or a6. And now guys, I go for the Rossolimo. This opening has been played a lot during the match Caruana-Carlsen for the World Championship match in 2016. g6 is the very main move. My opponent wants to go with bishop g7, going for the fianchetto, and then to attack the center with moves like d5 or e5, controlling, blocking the center. I'll take here. I'm giving away my bishop. This is something that usually I don't do, but I'm creating a weakness, 2 pawns there, and now I will play a positional / aggressive game. Let's go. I first castle, and now it depends a lot on my opponent's move. Okay, I play rook here, and now if they move this knight out, I would have gone for a crazy attack. After knight f6, I would have pushed. The knight goes here. I would have pushed. The knight goes here. I would have pushed like all in for the center. But hey, they chose a very solid line. We have to reply also in a very solid way. I will play first the move h3. I want to stop the bishop from getting out on g4, and then I will go for the center. This is a very typical idea in the Rossolimo and in many of the sidelines of the Sicilian, so in those lines where white is not playing at the third move, the move d4. So the plan is usually to go with c3 and then to play d4, because what do you want to do? You want to take back with the pawn and have a very, very strong center, also called big boy center. You know what that means. Okay, so my opponent is now attacking it directly. I don't think this is a good idea, honestly, because first of all, I could take, and this pawn is going to be weak there. On the other side, opening up the position is good for them because they have the bishop here. But hey guys, I think a weakness is a weakness, so we'll exploit that. After pawn takes, I will go with the knight out. There we go. Basically, I'm not afraid of the trade of queens because I'm taking back with this rook. Now my opponent is attacking this little pony a second time. I could think about pushing here, developing this bishop somewhere, moving the queen out. Okay, I think I took a decision. I thought a little bit of time. I go with queen b3. The idea is that I'm attacking this bishop. The most natural move here is rook b8. Oh, or queen b6. I didn't think about this. I cannot allow them. I cannot allow this trade of queens because they would protect this pawn, and then they would be better because they have the bishop here. Instead, I will go back with the queen. I'm not allowing the trade, and now I'm threatening to win a pawn. With knight a4 attacking the queen and the pawn at the same time, so my opponent needs to be careful. They go with the rook out. I mean, I could theoretically play this move right now, but hey, I don't think it works. Because my opponent will have so many ways, even after I take here, my opponent will have, so for example, knight here, this, I take, rook here, pinning this knight. If I take with the queen, well, maybe I could take with the queen. Yeah, but what if they take queen, they play, let's say knight here, queen c6. So if I take with the queen, they take here. So I have to take with the knight, and then I play rook c8. And my knight is pinned and I'm in trouble, so I'll just play bishop here. I give priority to development, and I'm adding pressure on this pawn. And this pawn is protected twice by the knight and the queen, so it's alright. Alright, rook here, but now cannot I play this move and really take this little pony? Okay, let's play rook here. I really love to prepare it, because every time I move this knight out, this pawn might be hanging. So I'm not completely sure. And now the queen is moved away. I'm looking to a very nice move. Knight here, attacking the rook, winning a tempo. The rook has to move somewhere, maybe here, there. No, don't see other squares or there. And then the knight goes here, attacking the queen. The queen cannot go anywhere here around. Queen can go there. Okay, let's do this. And then I will play the move b3 probably to just consolidate my position. I believe rook c7 is the best move, but maybe they don't want to remove the square away from the queen. All right, they do it. Knight here attacking the queen, and after queen a6, which in my opinion is the only move, I play b3 and I'm protecting this knight, which is very strong now there. In the future, I want to find a way to protect this pawn. Maybe I will play the move f3. It's true that I'm weakening a little bit all the dark squares. Okay, maybe now there is no need for that. Maybe I can simply play this move because, yeah, this pawn is just attacked once, so no need to worry. The queen is moved all the way to the other side, and this pawn is now attacked twice. It's time. It's time to defend it. This way. And my king is a little bit weak, but not that much. Not as much as you would think. Okay, trading this bishop would be good. I have few time. I will now move the queen away from this file, and I'm threatening to take and win a pawn. Ooh, but this is a free pawn, right? I just take it. Great, and I'm attacking this little pony as well. I can take here. This is a good trade. It's true that my knight is pinned. I can't take here because there is rook there. But now I think I can move just the rook away, and now this pawn is hanging. I'm seeing something really fun after what I consider the most natural move, b5. You protect the pawn by pushing it, attacking my knight. And then I go with the knight here. And now guys, let's say that chess just got a new update, and you can play 3 moves in a row. What would you play? It would be bim, boom, check, and then bam, checkmate. Okay, this little pony is stopping us, bad boy. Okay, I will play rook there. This rook on e1 is the worst, is right now the worst piece, so I want to activate it. So I will play rook here and then rook to d1, and I have activated also my other piece. This is a very general idea, a tip that you can use in any situation when you don't have a clear plan. Honestly, my clear plan, okay, I'll play this because I want to trade, but I have active rooks. When you don't have a clear plan, make sure to improve your worst piece. This is a very general plan that works in basically any situation. What would be my plan in this position? Well, I would have to create a pass pawn. I need to create a pass pawn and to play the move a4 at some point. If I play a4 right now, there is queen takes. So you know what? I will play queen here. I'm attacking this pawn and I'm getting ready for the move a4 because the queen is also protecting here. But I have very few time left. Okay, the queen is pinning this knight. I might move my king away. Or even if that is not a problem right now. You know what? Nah, let's move the king away. I think it could be dangerous. If I push here, pawn takes, then bishop here. That could be tricky. Okay, now we go for this. We are creating a pass pawn. It looks amazing. We can pre-move taking back. And they are attacking here. I think we have this little nice check, but then the knight is unprotected. Okay, maybe we play knight here attacking the queen and then we push this pawn. So we place the pawn on a dark square. All right. The pawn is under attack. Let's protect it this way. But then there is rook c8. Okay, maybe we... time is few. Let's protect it this way. We are offering the trade of queens. There is really few time right now. Okay, my opponent doesn't want to trade the queens, so we give a check to get the queen out of there. And then we will play rook here. And now we push. And we move the queen away. And we improve this knight. Maybe this is a blunder. Okay, we'll move the knight away. Get out of here. We improve the queen. We're attacking this little pony. So the rook cannot be moved. 40 seconds. This is attacking. Not much. Let's push. Because this knight is protecting everything, you know? All the most important squares. Now let's play queen here. Protecting the rook. And we go queen here. I want to trade. Ooh, but then they win a pawn. No, they take the pawn. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. I'm not sure if I can win this. I have to activate the king. What? What was that move? Oh boy. What was that move? Now I'm winning. Now I'll win the game. Oh no. Too bad for them. Too bad for them. Check. Check. Check, check. GG's. Guys, this was in general a very good game, but I made a big mistake. After rook a8, what did I miss here? Let me know in the comments. New game, we have the black pieces, and we play against e4. We play e5. d4, this is the central game. We're going to take back here. Knight here, so this is basically translating into a Scotch game. Now, if my opponent develops a piece as a Scotch Gambit, my opponent plays pawn here, so this is the Goring Gambit. And guys, this opening is really, really tricky. I hope I remember how to play against. So my opponent sacrificed the pawn, and now they are sacrificing the second one. So I think I can take there, and then I will play the move bishop b5, b4 check. I think this move is quite important. Now there is this pawn hanging, and also the idea of the move e5. So can I play the move knight there? If they play e5, I have to move d5, but I'm not really sure if that works. Okay, I think we have to go for it. I was considering other options. Now the important thing is that after e5, I have to play this move, and I hope that it's all good. Because if not, basically I'm in big trouble. Now if I would move the knight, I know this trick. So if I move, if here I move the knight away, there is bishop takes. And after king takes, the queen is sliding here and winning back to piece, and I can no longer castle. I'm in trouble. So d5 is essential, and now I think I should survive this. Now, I want to take back with the knight, and after pawn takes, I play a rook here, then I play knight here, and I should be able to take the pawn. So what is the material situation here? My opponent has 5 pawns. Instead, I have 6 pawns. So it should be good. Now they're attacking this bishop. Where to go? I could go here to, because from here, I love it. I'm still stopping my opponent from developing. Because, okay, they go there, they're attacking this little pony. I can simply develop here, and I'm protecting there, and I'm threatening also this check. And if they go out here with the knight, I'm just pushing there. Now, I give this check, I like it, because I don't wanna take the pawn, because then they take here, and then you're threatening this check. So it's really important to keep the bishop on this diagonal. Now the king has to move, they are there, and I'm going to play the simple move, h6. Sending this bishop back homey. Bye, bishop. Bye, knight. Take care, warm regards. And after the knight moves here, I'm going to play knight there. There is this check. This check is not working because the bishop is covering. Now we go with the knight. We're threatening to win a second pawn, which would be really good. My opponent still cannot develop this knight. Well, they could develop it here, but then I can simply take there. I'm still attacking this pony. Doesn't look good, but maybe it's the best move. Okay, they go for it. Now the question is, can I take there, or is there this discovery attack? Because they're threatening this fork. Can I still castle, guys? Can I still go castle? Because maybe I can go long castle. Yeah, I didn't move my king. So maybe I can just go long castle here. Because after rook takes knight here, threatening... Oh wait, this fork is not even a threat, because it's protected twice. But there is this fork that is a threat. So I can take, king goes here, and I can move my rook, like here. They have a check, I go with the king up. They have a check, I can go with the king away. Okay, we do this, guys. This looks good. We have a second pawn. If you can take a second pawn and it's safe, I mean, you should do that. So they go with the knight here to protect this pawn, and they're also attacking my bishop here. Okay, in this case, I might simply go for long castle. I'm activating my rook. This pawn is still in trouble. And the most important thing is that this knight is now not able to go to d5. All right, I'm going to take here with the rook. Now it's not so easy to defend this pawn. Also, looking at this check here. Wait, isn't this piece hanging? Okay, let's go. We take back. And GG's. Guys, this was just a very, very good game. A nice graph to have. And there is a mistake according to the engine, but let me show you. The move that would be a mistake is the move d5, but I think this is a problem of the weak engine that is on chess.com. Because here the best move according to the engine, it says like, ooh, minus 1.5 is knight h5. But once you put knight h5, well, the engine understands this is not such a good idea because the knight is on the side of the board, a bit passive, doesn't have an easy way to come back to play. Instead, after the move d5, which at the beginning the engine doesn't consider, the advantage will slowly increase. You see it's starting to increase, now it's 0.45 and is even better than the other move. So this move is definitely good. I'm sure that a strong engine would consider this move as best. Hope you guys enjoyed those games. If yes, remember to smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. We are road to 100,000. Let's get it done, guys. See you tomorrow for day 2. Hope not to lose any game. If not, this is happening to me. And bye, guys.